Welcome to Life at the Deep End. We are your hosts, Jordan Bone
and Samantha Bromfield. After facing challenges of our own, we wanted our voices to be heard, to authentically share not only our stories and experiences, but life lessons we are learning along the way.
to show you that despite any struggle you may face, life can be fulfilling and amazing, because ultimately, you are the creator of your reality.
You may often feel alone, but we are here to confirm that you are not.
So let's dive into the deep end.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Life at the Deep End. This week's special guest we have with us is Hannah Marling, who this year started up her own YouTube channel. So welcome to the podcast, Hannah.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for coming on.
I thought a good place to start would be for us to, or you to introduce yourself a bit and let us know a bit about what you're doing over on YouTube.
So earlier on this year, I decided to be fair, I didn't even actually decide to start a YouTube channel per se. I've actually had my channel for I think it says 2013. And
oh wow,
when you at me, I used to, going off on a tangent already, but I don't know if any of you guys, like Velvet Ghost, like Gabby on
yeah.
So she used to have an Instagram where she would just post all of her makeup and lipstick, and I actually had one of those Instagrams and I had something like 26,000 followers, but back then it didn't really mean any there wasn't opportunities coming off the back of it. You just had 26,000 subscribers, and it was called Hancock Beauty.
Why Hancock?
Because there's Han in it. Well, people used to call me Hancock because the film come out and my name was Han, and then when you're 13, that's really funny, Hancock. So that was my nickname. Anyway, so if people at me on YouTube, you can't change it. It's it comes up Hancock Beauty. Anyway, and I had done some personal vlogs that I hadn't done to intend to start a YouTube. I just vlogged holidays with Becky, who's been on my channel, my best friend. And I've done some with my ex-boyfriend. They're all privated now, but people who were there from the beginning was lucky enough to see them. And it was last year, 2019, I was I really want to start a YouTube channel. I'd started planning video ideas, and I moved out, and I recorded a whole moving vlog and then just never put it up. It was doing it from my phone, and so I just didn't bother. But I had on my list of things I wanted to do, and then I really started getting into I always watched the 10,000 calorie challenges, but I never really explored the food side of YouTube. I always just the beauty and the style. And then the more 10,000 calorie challenges I watched, the more I was being recommended all of these food channels. And I love food. Food's a huge part of my life. And
Same.
YouTube, YouTube, I don't watch TV, I just watch YouTube.
Yeah.
And so when I started watching it, I was like, this is made for me. I would love to do this. So all of these years, I always pictured myself on YouTube. And I really, really believe in the law of attraction, manifestation. Until these things have happened to me, I'm like, oh my God, I've literally been manifesting that for 3 years, and I didn't even know that I was doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just decided, I kept saying, I'm going to do the 10,000, I'm going to do it. And then also I put it off because of before lockdown, I would be going to this party, or I would be going on this date, or whatever it was. I was I don't want to do the 10,000 calorie challenge because I got whatever event coming up. So obviously in lockdown, I'd had no events coming up. So I just thought, screw it, I'm going to do the 10,000 calorie challenge. Which I did. And then it just kind of blew up. And when it got 1,000 views, I was wow, oh my God. And then it just kept going. It was just going crazy. And people were leaving comments do another video. So I did another video, and then I did another video. And I think it took me about like 2 weeks after I posted the 10,000 calorie challenge to put another one up. Yeah, and then I went from uploading once a week. Then I went uploading to twice a week, and I would do one food video and one non-food video. So I did like things like the assumptions and stuff like that. And then I realized that my subscribers and the interaction and stuff grew so much more when I was uploading twice a week.
Yeah.
And then I felt like with the gap between the two, I was like really lost. I was like, oh, because obviously after you've uploaded a video, it gets the views and the comments and the likes within the first 2 days, and then it kind of goes. And I was like, oh. And then I just 1 week did 3, and I loved it. So yeah, now I just it just went from there. Now I do 3 videos a week religiously, unless I literally can't. Like I was ill a couple of weeks ago with tonsillitis. I literally couldn't film, and I was devastated.
I've just looked. Your the first video you posted, the 10,000 one, is at 195,000 views.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
And I think I said on the recommended, I'm just looking, I think it was I don't know if it's my iPhone listening to me. I've got a feeling it might have been like your first cheat day that had donut time in it, because I had ordered some stuff from them previously. Yeah. So I reckon maybe that's why it came up then in my recommended.
The cheat days that I done after, like the 2 cheat days after the 10,000 are like are up there high with the views. Yeah. I think because so many people was watching it at the time, they would instantly click on to the next ones. But yeah, I literally I can't remember how long it was. I think it was like a month or less than a month. I got the notification from YouTube being like, oh, congratulations, you can now become a YouTube partner. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I remember, because my partner's kind of like does watch, like you said, there's so many different pockets of YouTube, and he'll watch quite a few different food videos. So I remember like when I found you, and I think that at the time there was maybe had like 2,000 subscribers or something. And I remember saying to him every couple of months, I'll be like, oh, you know that girl Hannah I told you about that does the food things? He was like, yeah. I was like, she's at 10,000 now. Oh, she's at 15,000 now. Like it grew so quickly, didn't it?
I know, because like there's people that I've watched on YouTube who I've now got more subscribers than what they started. So it blows my mind, because I don't know, like, you know, you do the same type of content, you see people doing the same types of videos, so it does it does blow my mind. And sometimes it doesn't feel real, and then when I hit like a specific milestone, or sometimes it could just be like a message from someone that really like hits me, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's my life. Like it doesn't feel real, it feels really odd. Like it's like I'm watching someone else, but it's me.
That's amazing. I suppose that lockdown ended up being kind of a good thing for you then, in terms of making you do it, like actually thinking, actually now is the time to move forward with this.
Definitely.
So did you feel that you had to gain any extra confidence, or did you feel like made ready for the camera? Like, this is really who I am. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, how did it feel starting to do those videos?
So someone messaged me before. I get a lot of messages about people who want to start YouTube, and someone messaged me before about it, and I was like, she said, how did you get the confidence? And I said, I'm just a camera whore. Like I've always been like that. If you look, not that you would, but for birthdays and Christmases, I would get cameras, and I'd be that annoying girl that takes 800 photos on a night out and then puts them all on Facebook, and everyone's like, take that down. I was like the person on Snapchat that when you wake up in the morning after a drunk night out, you've got like 100 Snapchats up, and people, like, by the time you get to the end, you've only got 2 viewers. So I've always kind of been confident in that way. I wouldn't say that I was a confident person, but in some aspects I am, some aspects I'm not. But yeah, in terms of like in front of the camera, I am. But someone messaged me the other day about one of my old videos, so I went back and watched the video she messaged me about, and I was like, wow, I thought I was confident, but then when I watch it back, I can see a massive difference in how I was then and how I am now. Like, although I do think my introductions are getting worse, I feel like my introductions now, I feel more scripted, because I say the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, there was one of them I did recently, and I actually put in the comments, but I was like, sorry guys, that I sound like a really bad actress in that intro.
Yeah, but that's when it starts to become more of a brand though, doesn't it? And it's like people will recognize you for even those intros.
Yeah.
And all of that kind of goes along with it, which is amazing. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's epic.
I like
that engagement is so good.
Jordan, I bet you were like beaming when she said about the manifesting it and the law of attraction.
Oh yeah, that's my forte. I love it. And yeah, definitely when you said about the law of attraction, I was like, yes, because this is just proof, guys, like everyone listening, that law of attraction is real. It's not just something that I talk about. And Sam's just like, yes, it's true. Sam bought me this mug, guys, and it says, I don't chase, I attract, and it's a manifestation mug. So I love that you said that, because, you know, it's all up to us what happens in our lives. If we keep thinking it, it will happen. And you're proof of that. You're doing it. You're living the things that you were thinking about.
I actually watched Ellie Darby's video when she done a video about law of attraction. And it was when I watched that video that I was like, oh my God, that's literally me. And then I thought about all the milestones that I've hit, not in terms of YouTube, and just in terms of like my personal life, jobs, career, like me moving out now, are all things that I've said. And as soon as I've said it, I've achieved it. And it isn't because I'm like, you know, and I hate when people say you're lucky. Like, no, you're not lucky. Like, you work in it, you believe in yourself. If you sit there going, right, I'm going to get that job, but in the back of your head you're telling yourself you're not going to get that job, you're not going to get that job, it's not going to work. You've actually got to believe what you are saying. If you are saying something and not actually believing it yourself, it's not really going to happen for you.
Yeah, you have to feel it and believe it, and just keep moving forward with it. It's like that self-belief and that inner knowing that I will get there one day. It might not be tomorrow, but I am getting there. So then you'll take those inspired actions and steps to move forward towards that.
Yeah, I think you can, like, luck only really comes into play with, like, I don't know, flipping a coin, like certain situations. But I think, like you said, when it's like things you're working towards, the lucky just doesn't seem to be something that's a main focus of it, because it's not luck, is it? Like you said, it's because you went from uploading one video a week to 2 videos a week to 3. Like, you have put the work in yourself to make that happen.
Definitely.
So would you say then that, would you say then that uploading more has gained more views and engagement? Do you feel that is something that has helped you move further, like go quickly, like people are coming to you and finding you quicker because of
100%? Yeah, 100%. I actually keep a big ideas, but I've been like tracking basically since I started. I mean, right, so this is how much I was like, I wanted to see how well I was doing at the beginning of YouTube. That, like, so look, from the 27th of April I've been logging. So at the start it started with how many views certain videos had, so I could see each week how much I was gaining. Then I got bored of that after I had loads of videos, so that only lasted for like a month. But yeah, and then so basically since then I've just been tracking every Monday how many subscribers I've got that week.
Amazing.
So that I could see like the difference in if I upload less a week, if I upload this type of video, so I can actually kind of tap into how I'm gaining, when I'm gaining, what gets me, you know, more views and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's kind of like, sorry.
That's right, go on.
I was just going to say, it's kind of like creating a bit of a formula. So then you look at that and you're like, okay, what can I do here? And it's like, that's how you can, you know, get bigger and bigger and bigger and reach more people all the time. That's a great idea.
It's like understanding your audience as well.
Yeah.
Like, so I used to get recommendations in my comments, and I'd be like, I think, oh no, that's rubbish. And then I'd keep putting it off. Not rubbish, but I just thought no one would want to watch that. And I'd put it off, and then I'd get so many comments about it. I'd be like, right, I'll do it. And then I'd put it up and it'd be like one of the better performing videos. And then I think, right, sometimes you've got to take away your own judgment and not overthink stuff and listen to what people actually want. And also just understand YouTube. I get so many messages about starting a YouTube and any tips, and it's like I genuinely don't have any tips apart from, you know, the normal what everyone says, be yourself, blah blah blah. But the one thing I do say to everyone is, if you're going to start a YouTube, send it to your friends and your family as soon as you upload it, and explain to them that it's really important that they watch and like it within, even if they don't watch it, just put it on their phone, mute it or whatever. Because how YouTube works is that if you upload a video and no one watches it, they're not going to recommend it to anyone. So if you send it to your friends and your family and they all watch it, they see, oh, okay, so we've got like 10 people watching here, so we're going to double the amount of people we show it to. So that's going to bring more people in, and that's kind of how it works. And so I used to send it to all of my friends, my old work friends, that because my current work didn't know about it, but my old work friends knew about it. And I'd be like, and I'd explain to them it's really important that you watch or just click on it within the first hour, because I didn't put it on social media until I hit like 5,000 subscribers. So like understanding, I watch loads of videos on like YouTube. How do you even say it? Algorithms.
I mean, you're probably thinking, because I sort of was laughing when you say that, because I have a YouTube channel, and I always used to say to my mum, just put this on, but just put it on silent. You don't have to listen to it. Just listen, just put it on and just cook or do whatever you're doing and just leave it on. And then I'll hear myself in the background. I'll be like, Mum, you don't have to listen to it. Like, just have it on.
What like year did you start yours, Jordan?
Sorry?
What year was your first?
2010. I've been on YouTube since 2010.
For over a decade.
Yeah, but it's been like this massive friggin' like...
Yeah, it's a journey.
Concoction, yeah.
That's because you basically grew up on YouTube then.
Well, I started when I was like 20, almost 21. So I've been on...
You look young.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that. Fresh face day today, so that helps, I think, sometimes. But yeah, that's why I was like laughing when you said that, because I was like, I've done that, and you know, actually, I'm like, I just need to start doing that again. Guys, watch all of our videos.
Watch all the videos. And how's it been? Do you find, like, have you felt any pressure from gaining like a larger audience? Because I know like a lot of people say with YouTube, it's easy to not forget, but to not like see it as 15,000 or 16,000 people in front of you. Like Jordan, with yours, I dread to think like some of the vlogs that are on your channel of me drunk in your kitchen or like being sick, like stuff that you just don't think, do you? Like, oh my God, this many people are watching it. And do you ever get that where you're like, oh God, like there's a lot of people here, like there's a lot of pressure?
No, but more so obviously I now put it on my Instagram, and so a lot of people I knew or know have messaged me. And I literally said to Becky the other day when I was speaking to her, Becky's my best friend, by the way, I said to her like, oh, so-and-so messaged me the other day. And I was like, and that just freaks me out, like thinking about, and she was like, well, and I was like, I just sit there thinking, who do I know watches me? Sometimes I get boys message me as well that I know, and I'm just like, oh God. And then she was like, just I think everyone watches you, and then you haven't got to worry who is and who isn't. I was like, no. I was like, then I wouldn't be myself. Then I'd be thinking, oh God, this person was me, or this person. No, but for example, like I want to check my phone today. I uploaded a video and I spat some chicken out.
I was telling Jordan about this before you joined the call. I watched a bit of it because Jordan's a vegetarian, and I was like, I don't know if you want to see a new one, there's some raw chicken in it.
I was like, I'm glad I didn't watch that one before the call, because I was like, I was eating a Beyond Burger, and I was like, oh.
And so some So I have had so many comments about like that chicken is, because my biggest fear is like food being under, like specifically meat, not red meat as much, but yeah, like I would never eat a burger if it was like slightly red in it. I always get my dad to check my food. I know it's like ridiculous, but if I have anything and I'm not sure, I have to ask someone. And then even after, I'll just be put off that I've had to check. It's just a thing in my head, and that's fine because it's my head and I can feel how I want to feel. But people in the comments are like, there was one girl that deleted her comment and rewrote it 3 times, and in the end she's left a lovely message, but her first message was chicken, so, oh, it's because it's a fire, rolly eyes. Then she wrote another comment that was still rude, which she deleted straight away, and then she's wrote another comment. She just made it sound nicer each time, but it's just so weird, isn't it? So someone commented on it now saying stop swearing, and I actually spoke. I filmed like a 5-minute chat of me in this video, and I actually just edited it out about how people always say how YouTubers, so many people message me like, you're real and I love you, that's why you're my favorite YouTuber. And I wanted to say in it that so many people are not real because people make them feel like they can't be real, because you're commenting, like you're telling me to, like, the reason there's big YouTubers out there that don't swear, because when they swear, people put in their comments, and then people are like, well, I can't relate to them because I swear like a trooper and they don't.
That's so interesting. That's a good point.
It really is. I just thought that's so true. Like it goes, it's not just YouTube, is it? It goes, it's any social media. People say they're fake, they're this, they're that, they seem this way. Well, probably, yeah, because you've had, like, you know, complained and moaned about every little thing that they do that isn't how you want them to be, and then they're not who they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I've spoke about on my channel before about like my weight loss, and that is a huge part of my life. And if I want to talk about my weight loss, I blooming well will. And I track my calories, obviously not when I do food videos, because I'm not that strict with it like I was when I was losing weight, but and I will for the rest of my life probably track calories until maybe once I've had kids and I just really don't care. But I know how I felt in my body previously, and I know how I feel in my body now, and I wouldn't want to put on weight. So the only thing that works for me is tracking my calories. So I do mention calories in stuff, and a lot of girls who are on a weight loss journey want to know the calories in stuff. I'm also very aware that I have a large audience of people with eating disorders, and that can be very triggering to them. So since learning that, I do talk about calories less, but I will also still mention them if I think, like, I did like a Percy Pig cupcake and it was 350 calories, which I thought was crazy. And someone commented saying, please do not mention calories. And it's like, but to me, that's me and that's my life. And I'm not going to talk in the real world. I would mention everything that I was eating in terms of calories. So
like you said, you're not doing it from an unhealthy thing of like,
yes, because my relationship,
calories, don't eat it, you should restrict your calories to this. Like you said, it's part of your journey, and it's something you find interesting. It was just highlighting the fact this is this many calories, that's not worth it for me. I think it's difficult online because you can't take on everyone else's problems, and there will always be people that, you know, don't want to see a certain thing or do want to see it. And so I guess it's navigating, making sure that as long as you're doing what is right for you, you can't really feel too bad about it, or you shouldn't feel bad about it anyway.
No. So back to pressure. No, I don't. But when like certain things like this, so I realized that like my video had like how many? It's got like 12 dislikes, and I never get 12. Well, I mean, I do if I get loads and loads of views, but like the percentage was like 93%, and normally my like percentage is like 99. So now I'm like second guessing myself, and I'm like, oh, you know, is that wrong of me to not want to eat some chicken because it doesn't look nice to me? That's when I kind of feel pressure about certain things, start to second guess yourself. But otherwise, no, I'm like, you know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and not everyone likes to watch people swear and, you know, just be a
then
bit.
then I'd be like, well, then watch,
Exactly.
turn it off.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what I was going to say. It's like,
why does YouTube even have a dislike button?
I know, it's so negative.
What's the point of it? If you don't like it, turn it off. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
And I just don't get that when people watch something and then they have to leave a negative comment or just leave a negative comment anywhere. It's like, if you don't agree with it and if it's not actually hurting anyone or hurting you, like, even then, like, turn it off. If it's like someone's life, don't dictate what someone can do with their life. Like, especially when it's your platform. It's your platform. If they don't like it, like, go to another platform then. Just go off it.
This is what I've said to people before. This is my channel, not yours. So I can actually do what the hell I want. If one day I wanted to, blast or say something that I lost half of my subscribers for it, that's still, it's my channel, and I can say what I want. I mean, I don't think I have an opinion that would make me lose half my subscribers. No, but I think that's what people, it is that. It's the world that we live in. People can hide, especially on a platform like YouTube. I think it's probably quite easy for people to make like troll accounts and stuff. And they do. You can literally call yourself whatever you want. You can call yourself cup of tea, and that's it. And no one can hunt you down. And it does give people the power just to be horrible. And I do think as well, it's like it's the younger generation. I recently found a diary of mine, and I got it out because I was doing a TikTok, and it's like, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok. Yeah. So there's that one. It's like, I left your diary at my house, or however it goes. So I was like, I grabbed my old diary out, and then I started reading it. And the things that I wrote in there, it's like, I always said to Becky, I was like, I'm erratic. I am erratic in these diaries. I'm just writing like an absolute idiot. And then I'm like, I wrote, hi, dear diary, hi, I just had a little cry because I was listening to Pussycat Dolls, Stick With You. Anyway, got to go now. Like, there's just so much crap in there. And I just think kids, I'm a normal person. I wasn't, but at that age, it's like writing in your diary. There's loads of crap in that diary, just talking rubbish. I actually think I'm going to read some out on TikTok because they're that funny. So I do think, a lot of the comments like that mainly do come from the younger generation, and they don't think that they don't think about what they're saying, and it's not because they're brought up bad or they're this or they're that. I mean, some of it's like if it's a vulgar comment, but and they just leave like a comment like stop swearing or whatever, they're not really thinking about what they're writing. And so that, like, I don't take comments like that to heart. I'm just like, okay,
that's the problem. It's not a diary they're writing in anymore, is it? It's online and it's there.
Exactly.
I dread to think like I've got some diaries that I thought, can you imagine if I wrote that in a blog post and it was out there on the internet now, like writing down numbers of people's names to find out if they'd fall in love with me and marry me. Like, I'm so glad that pen and paper was the method.
Well,
oh my God,
because if we had somewhere to voice our opinions, then we'd probably be doing the same.
Jeez, I found some old diaries the other week. Well, the other month actually. Mum was going through them. I was looking through them, and I was like, oh my God, like, really? Why the hell would I say that? And again, it was like, I would like say everything like, hi diary, sorry I didn't write in you today. I was doing this, blah, blah. And then I'd be like, I heart, and then like this boy's name like 1,000,000 times. And I was like, Jesus, obsessed much, Jordan. Like,
I wrote like, it was like 2 days before, I hate this boy. He called me something like, he called me a fat something or other. Then 2 days later, he's in my top 5. I've changed my mind about him. He's now in my top 5. I really like him.
I had something like that in mind as well. I was like saying, oh, he's so annoying, blah, blah, blah. A few pages later, actually, I'm starting to like him now.
Exactly.
So funny. So it's like, it shows how quickly, when you're young, you just literally flip like from one thing to the other, and you just change your mind so quickly. So
and I do think that is the majority of those types of comments.
Yeah. It's like, just keep just remain true to you and do what makes you happy. And, you know, it's working because it's clearly working. What you're doing is everyone loves it. And those comments just come hand in hand with it, I guess, don't they? And it's sort of showing that you're reaching loads of people. So just kind of keep doing what you see.
On your way,
really gone off on a tangent on that. You know, earlier I was like, give me some prompts. I'm like short on my answer.
Dear diary.
No.
One thing I did want to talk to you about as well whilst we've got you. You mentioned on a video, I don't know which one it was, but you said you were talking about mental health first aiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never heard of that before.
Oh, really?
And I said to Jordan, and you hadn't heard about it, had you either?
No.
Then I said to a different friend, and they were like, oh yeah, like my partner, he has one at work and he talks to them and but I'd never heard of him. So can you tell us a bit more about it? Because I'm sure there's people that haven't.
So I worked for a different part of the company that I currently work for, and they did I don't know what you're going to call it, kind of like a call out, who would be interested in becoming a mental health first aider. And that part where I worked before was a huge area. But then I actually got a new role and I moved over, and they didn't have anything like that in that part. So I reached out to my manager at the time and I said to him, I really want to be a mental health first aider. And I'm a line manager, so I've got direct reports, and I think I have a responsibility as well to spot signs and understand what to do if I come across that type of situation, because I've been managing for years, and people do feel comfortable to speak to you when they've got a problem, and I wanted to know how to manage that correctly. So if you think of a normal first aider, if they've got a really bad cut, you're not trained how to stitch it up and all of that. You're just trained how to kind of block the pressure until you get them the right help. And that's exactly the same as a mental health first aider. So you're not there to give them any answers or tell them what's right or what's wrong. It's to understand what support's available to them. So when you go on the course, it's with St John's Ambulance. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-day course, and the main thing you do is you learn about all the different reasons that people have mental ill health, and you learn about the different resources that are available to them. So, and it's also about spotting something. So I mean, even in that course you learn a lot about eating disorders and the different types of eating disorders, and how you could potentially spot someone and how you would approach them in the situation and just give them the necessary means. So like in the book it will tell you, like, so for example, it was like psychosis, it will tell you all the numbers that are available to help and all the charities that are available to help. So it's like giving them the confidence to gain help and where they can go for help, and supporting them on that journey, and just making them feel comfortable enough to be able to come to you and speak to you. And just having that badge, I think, I mean, I haven't had to use it since I've become a mental health first aider, but just knowing that people can have someone to speak to if they need to, I think is really important. And also just shows that we actually care, because I think a lot of people, especially the older generation, they have been they've grown up in an industry where you can't call in sick if you've got anxiety, you can't call in sick if you feel mentally unwell. And it's not the norm. So I think it's like just showing that we're aware that this is a real thing, and we understand, and we're there to support you. So essentially that's what a mental health first aider is.
Yeah, good.
I think that's really good to actually mention on the podcast though, because people might work at a company and think, oh, actually that would be good if we had that, and they can reach out to someone in order to have it in their company or at their workplace, because that's super important. There's so much so many people have mental health problems or can develop one at some point. I mean, most people do develop one at some point in their life. So I think that's super important to know that that's out there. So I think that will help a lot of people to think, oh, and be inspired by that. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Thanks for giving us the time.
Yeah.
On this cold, miserable, what day is it? Thursday. Although saying that, as we're recording now, when this goes up, it will nearly be Christmas. We'll be like a week and a bit away from Christmas. So
Really? Oh,
we should have had some like Christmas music playing in the background.
I've got my Christmas bed in.
There you go.
I've got that. I need to put mine in. Yeah.
It's my favourite.
What, have you got that exact one?
Yeah, it's from like, I think mine's from Asda.
Yeah, but it's like, I think it's about 3 years old.
Yeah.
I put it on my Instagram and everyone is going mad for it. And I was like, it's old, but it's my favourite pudding. I just feel like it's the perfect, like it's not too much.
Yeah, I'm going to put mine on soon. That's inspired me.
Yeah.
So if people want to join in on this journey, if you're on the road to 20k, where can they find you on YouTube and Instagram?
So my YouTube is just Hannah Marling and my Instagram is Hannah_Marling. But I'm sure there's not many Marlins out there, so I'm sure it'll be easy to find. Oh, Marling with a G on the end.
Yeah.
Amazing. We'll put it all in the show notes as well. But also, guys, if you are listening right now, please take a screenshot and share this to Instagram. Then we can reshare it. We'd love to share and see who's watching. So, yeah.
And it's probably been a long time since I've mentioned our email address. I just suddenly thought of that I haven't actually said, because people can obviously DM us on Instagram, but we do have life@thedeepend@gmail.com. I think it's been a while since I've said that.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything, or have any topics you want us to talk about, or any guests you'd like to see or hear on the show, I should say, send us an email. But thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I loved it.
Oh, good. That was so much fun. And I hope everyone listening enjoyed the podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.